He may have said one of them's weak enough. That man.
We are live.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the May 14th Commissioners Meeting. Join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Okay. I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the April 16th meeting.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes from the April 16th meeting as submitted.
I second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion to approve the accounts payable vouchers.
I'll make a motion to approve the accounts payable vouchers.
I second that.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And a motion to approve the payroll docket is submitted.
I make a motion, we approve the payroll docket as submitted.
I second.
Those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
So carried. Okay. Heather, you have the floor, dear.
Hello, I just have a contract for Wagner, Irwin and Shealy for a handbook update. It's not gonna be a full new handbook, it's just gonna be to look over our current handbook and then to do some revision, some things that were missed or not as black and white as we want. And on here, it's just an estimate how much it's gonna be. It could be less. She said this is kind of a worst case scenario. So it's just gonna depend on how much work she's gotta do to it, but I don't foresee a ton.
Make a motion, we approve the contract for consulting services with Wagner, Irwin and Shield for updating the Jefferson County employee handbook with a range of $8,840 to the maximum of $10,920.
Have a motion, have a second.
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
Do you wanna sign one and then I'll send that out to them in the morning?
Yeah.
I think it's just your back.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
See you later.
Be careful.
Okay, you guys too.
Okay, Josh.
We're back here for, review of Sarah Lee's property in Brooksburg. Address there is 7749 East Brooksburg Back Street. I've submitted some pictures there from a couple days ago. And the pictures from last month, or a couple weeks ago when I was here, maybe. You see the difference that was from then to now, if you want to. There has been some change there. There's some stuff missing, water heater and stuff that was in the front yard is gone. There's still quite a bit of stuff piled on the front porch. There was an old rug or something piled up to the east side of the house still. And some debris in front of a van that's sitting there. It has made some change. You can see that in the pictures, I guess. If anybody else wants to speak on that behalf, or
Yeah, the debris in front of the van's been cleaned up already. The day that you was taking pictures, I just got all four come through there and tried to stop you, but you wanted my number to contact me. But everything's been pretty much cleaned up. The front porch has been cleaned up. Yeah, there's a couple of boxes of diapers that's still there, like my sister's handicapped, disabled. That's why those diapers piled up there for her. The other side just has a couple of cabinets. That's about it. It's all been cleaned up.
since you're saying since Tuesday, The pictures are from Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, what all is.
Are you talking about those cabinets? I guess those are cabinets.
No, that's a trash bin. Keep the wild cats and dogs from getting into the trash. My mom has heart problems, had open heart surgery whenever all this started out in 2019. And so we got this trash bin after everybody was bitching and complaining about it. And that's for her to be able to walk out the door, make it to the trash, and then be able to get the trash off. That's a little cooler. It's got some sand in it. There's a metal chair right there. I mean, there's a pool under there that runs. It's normally in the backyard, but parked it there. I cleaned up all the debris, everything that you all have asked me to clean up, and all the vehicles run.
Robert, I've known you for a long time.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Wayne, if you want to raise my taxes down there, it's mommy's, look at that, I'm already paying $1,000 a year for taxes on that.
Doesn't have anything to do with taxes. I mean,
But I'm just telling you, if you are, who's brought it up the last time we were here to raise the taxes?
Everything's been cleaned up right here in front of the van. There's bikes, you know. Instead of putting all the kids' bikes and stuff out there in the front yard, like I said I was gonna do. I went on the pile of all up right there in the front of that van, but it's all cleaned up, organized. There's wheelchairs there, a couple wheelchairs that are there, a couple of bath chairs.
Samantha's in the chair.
There's a couple of like lifts, 2 lifts that are for her that are out there. But other than that, everything's been organized, cleaned up to y'all specifics, how you wanted it. Everything's been cleaned up from, as you can see, the van or the driveway's been cleaned up. There's my Explorer sitting back there right now. Everything runs and drives, it's there. So, I mean, I don't see where there'd be an issue. The front porch, you can't even see on the front porch unless you're right up on it. There ain't no trash or nothing piled up on it. It's all just, everything that was trash has already been taken off of it.
What's on there is what belongs to Sandy, and she's 26 years old, she is in diapers, she has lifts to get her into the bathtub. She has a bath, shower chair,
And
and it's all her equipment's on there. So.
I'm concerned
What'd you say?
about why we're down here or up here all the time. But yet, there's a neighbor right across the street that has nothing but this in front of their house. But you guys are so hardcore on mom's. Look at this. Boxes, 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 plastic, but you are so adamant about this one house in Brooksburg, but it. What's this house?
There are several violations in Brooksburg.
But the thing is that we are the ones that's up here all the time, ain't nobody else up here about it.
This is their second time to be asked to come in here. Last
When
time.
this has
you
been
guys
piled up there
voted to
for,
that.
this has been piled up like this since 2019, since before y'all was messing with the ball. That's been like that my whole life living out there in Brooksburg. Y'all been started messing with the ball.
Brooksburg moved the house down on the corner on Main Street. We've been working with them, and they've
The
got
house
a
that's
couple
got-
of posters in.
The house has got
Cleaned
the,
up.
yeah, well, what about the other house that's on the corner that has the roof falling in, it's condemned? Also,
There's several houses down there that are in violation, yes. that
Exactly.
Are receiving letters.
but the thing is, it's always like that. And y'all are so hard on my mom's house, but you are not so hard on everybody else. Because of the people that own the places and have higher ups, I don't understand it. Like this house. Always overgrown yard, looks hideous, there's stuff on their front porch, the porch was falling in. That, the whole yard, the back right
Definitely
there.
There's more problems down in Brooksburg.
You wanna see the house I'm talking about, this is always overgrown in this. But I mean. There's stuff piled up, wood or whatever on their porch, it's just hauling up there, ain't nobody doing anything with it, it's been like that forever now. But I'm just trying to figure out why you guys are always jumping my mom, why we're always up at a meeting, but yet,
How many meetings have we been to? This is the second one?
This year,
second one this year. Had what, last year, the year before?
yeah,
Go to the planning commission?
had to.
Yeah.
Downtown, when y'all was downtown.
Well, it was a planning commission, it wasn't the commissioner. So,
I
and,
don't-
and the only thing you have to do now, if you've cleaned it up, we're gonna go back in a month, take pictures. If it's still clean, we're good. So,
Trying to get at that there's other houses that are. just-
and we've started actions on them.
They've, I know he's,
I mean, this started in 2019, right?
Right.
So I mean, it takes a long time, unfortunately.
Why is it my mom is the only one, my mom's house or Sarah
Not the
Lee's,
only one that's got.
that's been up here during meetings and.
I mean, you've
I
not
mean,
been to all our meetings, so you don't.
No, not all of them, but I know that the other ones haven't been to any meetings. I've talked to them. I mean,
They've gotten letters. So,
and nothing's been done about the one that's right across from mom's. It's been like that since, like I said, since the whole time I've been growing up, it's been like that.
I think it actually, become a case in November, possibly, November or December. With the boxes. They're trying to get a shed. They've moved some boxes, but they're trying to get a shed reestablished in the back to store the stuff in.
So they get 30 days to get the shed in and they ain't been
We're
done.
working with them just like we try to work with everybody to clean up.
So,
so what happened in 2019?
what,
I think the county came out, cleaned it up, right? This is the same property?
This property.
Yeah.
is-
yeah, when,
Free of charge, right?
well, I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, but what?
they come out of somebody's pocket. though.
Well, it came out of ours.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I take that back. Right, yeah, they,
it was volunteers.
volunteers took it and did it.
Several
So
businessmen went in
just-
there.
keep it up. That's all we're asking. If you've done it, you don't have to do anything else.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm gonna start making my own reports about.
Well, there's a form on the website that you can fill out and,
You're more than welcome to do that.
So we're good then?
yeah, I mean, if it's gonna stay cleaned up, we're good.
Yeah.
So. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with that, yeah.
I mean, that's really what
That's all
we,
we're really looking for.
right,
so
we're not here
clean
to,
up And stay that way.
right,
All right, well, you all have a good day.
you too.
And I got one other thing to say, the highway department, we had some really good storms. I called and talked to Jason a few days after that. I'm out traveling a lot of roads after that storm, and I don't think there was hardly a road out there, especially the gravel roads that weren't damaged. And I just want to say in a public meeting that they did a phenomenal job getting that stuff cleaned up and fixing some bridges and whatnot that I've seen. I've
He
just
likes
thoroughly
cards. He likes.
Thanks, cards.
Sorry.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
thank you all. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thank you.
Yeah,
Josh.
thank you, Josh.
You did a great job. Thanks.
Speaking of highway department.
Wow, what a segue.
Glad you're right in.
Sorry, I didn't bring
All
your cards yet.
We checked the right handwriting again, so.
Tonight I come here with an on-call agreement with SJCA Engineering. Let's see here, I've got hourly rates and everything for them. I'll have two of those, so. They've got all the rates on there for everything that you can possibly do through them. And it would just be a standard on call like we use with everybody.
I mean, I'm just curious, how many do you need in a year?
That will be our
I know.
second one.
I just meant, do you?
We like to carry, that way if somebody can't get to it,
Right, oh, I understand, but I'm just to let people know, we use them twice a year, maybe, once a year. It
Maybe.
kind of just depends on the
1 to
situation.
2 times,
Yeah.
yeah. We don't hardly ever use anybody for engineering. Well, I should say that, we don't have to call them too much,
Right. Okay,
but we do call them, for advice on things or certain areas in that perspective. But we try to keep our options open on who we can get
Sure.
there in a timely fashion, or who would have a better expertise in
Right.
something like that. So, what about that?
Didn't like that one either.
And then the second on call, they're everywhere.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Then the second one would be for an on-call with Clark Dietz. They're looking to potentially be able to come in and help us with small structures, same as SJCA. And it's very handy to have, but they're a little more local, they're out of seat, well, I don't know exactly where the company's out,
Sure.
but the people I deal with are out of seat. So.
I mean, these just structured the same as the other ones that we have for other companies and stuff.
Yes, everybody's pretty much the same on that, you know. Some of them have a little more expertise in
Sure.
certain areas than
Right,
others.
for stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, we need a motion for the contracts, right?
I make a motion, we accept the on-call contracts for SJCA and Clark Dietz, Brooke County.
Okay, have a motion to have a second.
I second that.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay,
you.
did you want anything on Little Rest?
Yes, I got more here.
Okay,
I guess I give you the wrong sheet to sign.
I didn't see a signature. There
I
too.
gave you the wrong sheet on both of them.
There's the rates, but not the signatures.
I thought I included that on that one. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, at least you ain't dropping pins. And then the second one that we have tonight is, we're wanting to finish our project with Little Rest Farm Road. Finish the paving out there, so we went off our annual bids to secure our contractors. The first one we sent to was Mac Construction, and they provided a sheet here stating they would not be quoting this job. And then the second one is for All Star Paving. And they come in. Well, to find the right page here, I'm fumbling everything tonight. They come in at $265,693.85. And then our third would be Dave O'Meara Contractors at $215,554 even. And we'd like to proceed with Dave O'Meara on that project to finish Little Ridge Road.
I make a motion, we accept the bid from O'Meara for a Little Rest Road, 215,554.
I second that.
have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Aye. So
Thank you,
moved.
gentlemen. I'll have to get the contract
Okay.
paperwork for that.
Okay,
Thank you.
Good evening.
hey,
I have just a simple contract with Cintas, who supplies all of our black mats, cleaning supplies, things like that. Cintas has entered into an agreement with the state, giving them state pricing. What changes for us is that requires us to actually enter a 60-month contract with them to obtain state pricing, but it saves us 55%. So it's pretty significant savings. So that is what I brought for you guys to review.
okay.
You're doing okay?
Yeah,
No, I meant them, I mean,
they come every single week,
okay, good.
like clockwork. But we have, as you can see, we get every week 100 mops, 20 plus mats throughout our entire facility. They're in the kitchen. They rotate them out, clean everything, bring it all back. So the reason we use them is it's so efficient.
It's their business. No, I said that's their business, I mean,
We did switch cleaning products. We use a local vendor for our cleaning products now, but they still bring us all of our mats and all of our mops, mop heads. All of those things. And the savings is just something we can't beat and nobody else can either. I've priced all of them.
All over. Huh?
Yeah, I bet you do.
I bet you have, knowing you.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's all I got.
thank you.
Thank you.
Be safe out there.
Can you make a motion and approve that one?
are we gonna approve it or just review it?
Is it a brand new contractor?
It's brand new.
It's a brand new, so I can send it to Pat for review if you'd like, and then approve it at the next one.
That'll
Is
work.
that okay?
Okay. Speaking of Heather,
I also have a contract. This is for Dossett Consulting. They do our cost allocation plan, which allows us to claim indirect federal expenses associated with child support costs. This last indirect cost that we got back, it was for the year of 24. They were able to locate $118,678 that they were then able to get reimbursed at 66%. So we were able to bring back into the county $78,327.48. We've worked with Dossett for many years and they've had to increase their price, and they do have a contract out now that it would be for 3 years for $18,000, which is, it averages $1,000 higher than what we have been spending in the past for that. Over the past years, our amount has never went below, I think 18,773 was the lowest we ever brought back, and that was a COVID year. Yeah. So it has increased now because we have the third courtroom that is also participating in the program. So there's additional expenses that we're getting reimbursed for.
You just take the money they give us back and pay them that way, or do you just?
Yeah, so every month, we are sending them all of our transaction histories for payrolls, information like that, our claims. They actually come into our office and do an annual assessment. They measure our office space and they actually reimburse us on the amount of that the auditor's office is using in electricity. So that they have a square footage formula with the state that they're able to claim that. So it's far too complex to do within in-house. So I think that their contract and their service has been very beneficial for the county.
Even with the 18,000, I would say we get 60,000 back.
Right, and like I said, we received 78,000 just for 1 year. So, and that was a $5,000 expense at that point.
So is the 18,000 for 3 years or?
18,000 is for 3 years, yeah.
$6,000 a
So
year.
it's just $6,000 a year.
Even better.
It's a 3-year contract.
I make a motion, we approve the contract for professional consulting services between Jefferson County and Dossett Consulting LLC. For the amount mentioned, $18,000 for 3 years.
Good. Have a motion.
My second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Coming from, recommended from Heather. No other discussion, I would entertain a motion to accept. All those in favor signify aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. You can have, let's thank her for keeping after it. Yeah.
Okay. Department heads, who wants to go first? Jason? Oh, no.
That's
Oh, he must have,
Jump right.
he must have card.
Uh,
Don't worry, I put them on the table.
I don't really have too much, just wanna let you know. We got a couple grants that came in, our EMPG grant, finally was approved, our appliance stuff just got approved this week, so that should be hitting your desk pretty soon, so. And, Duke Energy received a grant from them for, it's gonna total, I wanna say like about $9,000. So that's good news for us, and, some trainings come up, I just finished up an operations section chief, type 3 for FEMA, so, that's been good. Kim's looking at going to the finance section chief, type 3 from FEMA, so getting squared away on training there. It's event season, working with National Weather Service, making sure we're getting our big events covered and things like that. And then asset sharing between all the district agencies, stuff like that. So Ruth, can all get up? Questions? Awesome.
What
Thank
was
Thank
the
you.
first, all right, so the first one, what was the grant? Sorry.
you. EMPG,
EMPG.
yeah, I'll send you the acronym.
No, okay, yeah, you do that.
Did you, do any drone down at the fire?
No, I said it's in class.
Oh.
There were a lot of people down there. And then that may be something to talk about at some point, because there's a lot of big operations going on, a lot of smoke, things like that, so it's difficult to see, difficult to fly. And, we don't want to put first responders at risk, for sure. So, we appreciate cooperation in that. Awesome. Anybody else?
you think just
Thank you.
speaking so fast and ask questions.
You're telling me how to speak fast, that's what.
Did we compare?
Sorry.
Did we compare?
No,
It's
it's a
recording.
test.
It is a test.
That was a test.
Thanks.
Thank
It's
you.
fine.
All right.
Oh, volunteer, that's even better.
She's gonna,
Challenged
she's
it.
gonna faster or slower? I think it's, oh, he's leaving, so I mean.
I'll probably be slower, honestly. I don't have a whole lot to report. Things continue to go well. In total, people, we have about 1,100. Some of that's non-reporting, and just tracking only active. We probably have 6 to 8. Currently in
100?
services. Yes.
Okay, okay, you said it six.
Oh, yeah, 6 people would not be with me. Sorry, 100. Apologize. Yeah. So things are going well with that. We have our JCAP, the first female cohort, is scheduled to, I think their last day is either June 18th or June 19th. They are also then, Jessica has numerous applications, so we're gonna go ahead with the second female cohort. And, we usually give about a week and a half to be able to reset, get those resources, together and get that scheduled, but then we'll just continue that revolving door. So
How many in this class?
we have 7.
7?
Yeah, so I'm really pleased with how this is going. A new thing, we also worked with partnership with prosecutor's office and the sheriff's department is also opening that up for people who maybe already know they're going to DOC at some point, or maybe have a release date that would be before that graduation. But these people are inquiring about this program to get that education. So we decided, to get these services in and help people the best we can. It may not be, we kind of shifted that focus from, yes, we want people in the whole program, but if they can walk away with something that helps lower recidivism, then we're gonna do it. So we're kind of exploring that. So that's been nice to have some extra people in that group. So about the end of June, early July is when I expect to start getting those grant allocations. So I'll keep you guys informed of where that is. Again, I fully expect that there will continue to be cuts from the state, but I will keep you guys updated as I get those. Last year, they were kind of all over the board. I think my last one was right at the end of July that I received. So another kind of partnership that we're doing is the CIT steering committee, which is crisis intervention team. So that is law enforcement officers, first responders. We want to try to get that inaugural one set off. We have a place at Ivy Tech
that would be June 8th through June 18th. Well, thanks, math, not my skill in that calendar set. So I have, and I can send you guys, I have a website through Ticket Source where people can sign up. As right now, we set it for about 20 participants. But we, as of I think the close of today, I think I had already 7 or 8 signed up. So that's great. I opened it up, I sent it out. Brandon's got it, Mark had it. We've sent it out to EMS, all of our NPD, Hanover, Sheriff's Department, my office, parole. So just trying to get those people together. So that, and that was through a Bethany grant that we got that funded. So just a really cool thing to get in our county started. That would be beneficial for those who are in mental health crisis or things like that. The objective is to maybe deter from a situation that involves them getting arrested and being in that system when maybe they need an additional kind of help. But yeah, so everything else still goes status quo with us. Question?
Keep up the good work.
Yeah,
Thanks.
appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
That was slower. That was a little
Yeah.
slower.
Good job.
Thank you.
Trish?
That one, maybe that lost. I don't know.
Well, the shelter's running pretty smoothly still. Just want to say that because of the microchips coming in, I think, and Facebook's popularity of our group, we're now at a 29% of getting animals back to their owners. Like when I started back, we were at 11%. So it's a big jump that we've had over the last 2 years of getting the animals back home. So that's a good thing. The carports that we purchased, we are finding are amazing. The dogs aren't panting. They're enjoying the shade and they get to stay out longer. So that's amazing benefit for them. Our website is catching on, the new one, the jcs39.com. Well, the Facebook activity has also increased, so if we're getting a better persona out there. Okay. I want to thank Brian for getting us a couple of them, starting some more grants for us towards this new building, so that'll be great. I guess that's about all, really.
Good news. Good. Thank you.
Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
Late April, I was able to attend the Directors Summit. I represented Jefferson County as one of 4 speakers on a panel discussion about the implementation of new technology into PSATs. So leading our new technology CommScoach, I wanted to give a little overview of what some of our readings are currently. So in the last 30 days, it has evaluated 855 different calls. And our center average is currently 91.43%. I did want to shout out the top 3 dispatchers with the highest score. We have Marie Dunning with 96.12%, Alexiana Stewart with 95.09%, and then Russell Stallard with 93.8%. I'm seeing a lot of competition to get the highest score. So the gamification.
You're not doing physical stuff with each other, are they?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You don't want that in the middle of a call.
So it's who answers the phone the quickest, who's the nicest, who's the most helpful, who follows the protocols. So it grades all that stuff. Demeanor, are you adhering to protocols? So out of everybody, those are our top 3 performers, and every 30 days we're seeing an increase in our score because it does bring that gamification process to us. They all want high scores.
Yeah.
So we're seeing really good results with that. And our new voice logging recorder is operational as of today. So yeah, we're excited. Any questions? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go. Okay. Hey, I'm back again, guys. Been about a month,
Yeah.
ain't it?
Huh?
It's been about a month, ain't it?
That's the meeting for
Yeah,
sure.
that's the last one. There's been a lot go on. So I'll go ahead and say Sugan Hollow is on track right now. They got the bridge tore apart down there. It's all removed. So they're in process of going the other way with it, bring it back up. So that's looking good. I'll have a meeting with them here, a progress meeting. I believe it's next Thursday. So I'll have a progress meeting with them. Of course, the Indiana State flowers in full bloom right now. If anybody don't know what that is, that's orange barrels and signs. They're everywhere. So we've been up on Poplar Ridge. Poplar Ridge, we've done the whole section, honestly, that has been destroyed up there. We've done dig outs on it, rebuilt the road back into that. It is not paved, it is not chip sealed, it is just, we're just trying to establish getting the road back into shape. We're gonna have to have a second phase to that. And currently, we need road traffic up there right now to help settle the road, no gravel and everything in, maybe some light rain, you know, and then we're gonna be a little bit everywhere here coming up. Borchardine next week. I know we haven't put out a road closure for it. We're gonna be shutting Borchardine down. We got 2 pipes over there in a section that we're gonna have to replace.
You put out a notice this week?
That was one today. So next week, we just got the shipment of pipes in. So we wanna get them replaced ASAP. So we're gonna try to put out a road closure notice here tomorrow for it. So I just wanna kind of give a public heads up, cause they get a little angry when we shut one down, so, you know. So, been keeping up that, of course, all the storm damage that we've had has just been unreal. It's all over the county, from one end to the other. Several roads washed out. We got one on Lower Dry Fork. You probably know about that. It's a little rough. It completely filled the drainage right there. It is completely filled with rock, so that's concrete head walls that we have to take out, and that's a steel pipe that we have to take out and replace. So that's gonna take us a little time to get everything in there on that. So it was a really nice road, but water does crazy things. So
Powerful.
yeah, it's very powerful. It's the damage that we had with it here this last round probably equals the flooding that we had last year. Probably a little worse because it's spread all over the county. We're still dealing with the day-to-day. Tons of pipes plugged, so keeping up with that. And then I know, John, we got some FEMA payment back, and council was gracious enough to move that into our equipment operating. So we're gonna be looking for another pickup truck to potentially purchase here in the next few weeks. We've gotten some quotes on some. We wanna get a couple more and narrow it down a little bit tighter, but to get us another pickup truck, and then we will also be looking for another mini excavator to bring into the fleet to keep up with everything with breakdowns on some of the equipment. With all this flooding and stuff, we've noticed that we just can't get there quick enough because we don't have the equipment. From time to time, we need a backup for a backup, it seems, so. And this one will be a little bit bigger than the one that we currently have, so, which will be handy. And is there anything else, John? I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah.
So we are back in talks with FEMA again. We're on the hazard mitigation side of it right now. We're kind of in an argument, so, but we'll get that lined out. As long as they don't do a shutdown again,
Yeah.
we're in good shape, so.
Oh, well, that's the other one. We did get one of those repaired already. Bishop Hill down there. We had the slide down there, so it is repaired now. We had to hire one of our contractors that was on our annual bids. We just had them go down there and fix that and repair it back so we can. It was getting really bad. We even had to have REMC come down and remove power lines that was involved in that, so. So it is repaired and back up and going now, so. I know there's a ton of them missing, so.
Was that from that Monday night rain when we had 5 to 7 inches, or?
They was there at that time. They had equipment there and had already started repair, so it was the one from last year that slid the bank down, and they was there at that time repairing it, so. Yeah, found all kinds of new sticks and trees and everything down there while I was doing it. Yeah, and then, before I do forget, Doe Run, I don't wanna forget this one, Doe Run. probably the first week of June. We're trying to wait till after school's out. We're gonna close Doe Run for probably 2, possibly 3 weeks. We're gonna go down there and do a lot of repair work on Doe Run that everybody's been complaining about, but FEMA finally come back and said, hey, we're not helping. So now we're moving forward. We're gonna fix it and get it put back into shape, so it's not as rough. It's pretty bad shape right there, but what do you do when you're involved with FEMA? Your hands are kind of tied a little bit, so. Yeah, I just wanna make sure everybody knows to expect that, and we're gonna post some signs out there but it will be completely blocked off when we go down there.
What's your time on that you're thinking maybe?
Weather permitting, 2 weeks, but we're gonna
No,
put it
I
out.
mean, June, July,
We're hoping the first week of June,
okay.
so we wanna make sure school's closed. And we're not worrying about school buses trying to pass to and from, so. That's all I've got. You've heard enough from me, so. Anything else?
Thank you.
Drop your pen and you walk away.
I got this one, stay.
Give anything,
It was 3 seconds before you stood.
this one,
All right, I can tell you, but somebody over here already stole. She's mad.
No, we
Phone number.
Sure. What? I don't think he was there. Oh, man.
I wasn't there.
So I forgot to.
Jason did something good. He wants y'all to know about it.
Myself and Ani was in the leadership program. Ani did okay. She had lots of questions. I only had one. So.
So they didn't understand what you said, but.
Exactly.
Didn't have any.
Well, Bobby did better than I did.
I didn't have any. Remember I said I'm liking this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
give me a card. Brian.
All right, got a proposal from Patriot Engineering to perform, so our architect that's working on the animal shelter suggested we go ahead and get some soil borings done on the proposed site, so we can start seeing what's under there. Patriot submitted a proposal, they're gonna perform 6 borings, gonna take them 3 to 4 weeks to mobilize to get it done, and they're offering to do it for $5,400. The other proposal we got was also 6 borings, not going quite as deep as Patriots doing, and they were 7,500. So everything else being equal, I think we should just go ahead and take the Patriot proposal and get them mobilized and get it done. So
Those are the guys doing down at the power plant?
yes, they're doing some work. And I called them and they said, yeah, they do some work down at the power plant. They'd like to get some county, so they came in pretty reasonably on it. So I sent it to you a few weeks ago. Here's a printed copy. If you guys approve it, Steve, Bobby's signature down here.
Want to make a.
Yeah. So I make a motion, we approve the Patriot Engineering and Environmental Services for the borings at the proposed new animal shelter site for $5,400. Not 36 cents.
No, that,
You have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
So moved.
all right, get that from you. Thank you. Speaking of the shelter, as Tricia said, we did get the application in for the Community Foundation's G1K grant that they have this year. I can't remember the exact dates. It's in the first 2 weeks of June. They're supposed to make the announcement on who's being awarded. So hopefully we'll find out something here in just a few weeks on that. We got another grant or 2 that we're looking at, and we're just trying to, we were talking about before the meeting, trying to find the best way to approach it, that our ask meets what they are offering. Kind of looking at that. So we're gonna have some more there too. The park plan, it's on track, still just doing information gathering. The consultant did meet with the park board out of Kruger Lake. I think it was last week. I didn't attend, but he met with them. And so everything went great. They're just kind of getting the ball rolling, but it's on track. And lastly, there is an RDA meeting in Sellersburg tomorrow morning. I'm anticipating big announcements or anything, but don't plan to attend in person, just to make sure that, the two we got going are still on track and there's no issue there.
Never know. I didn't see anybody here, so we're gonna hold your money.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I still own a few documents, so that's another reason I'm going down there. Talk to Andrew. Get everything straight. That's about it.
Now you owe them documents on the campground or on the shelter?
Shelter. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think we're good on the campground right now.
For now.
And the stuff on the shelter, it's just follow-up stuff. It's all good. Nothing significant, so. Just clarifying a few things that were in the other documents that we sent, so. Documents on documents. But it's moving, so hopefully we'll get some money on that one here soon too, so. Okay, any questions,
It's
anything?
gonna be on the same timeline as the
Don't say that.
Yeah.
September 28th, right?
Oh, yes, that. I thought you meant get the money.
No, well,
Campground was what, 16 months of work in county or something? So, yeah. Yeah, it will still be on the same spending time. So we gotta hit the ground running when we do get the funding. It's frustrating. But,
I mean,
I
probably
think was,
better documentation for the animal shelter, although we have to move the location to change some things, but at least it's got a little more complete design than the campground.
it's in good shape, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think on this one, we'd have to have our first draw by the end of September, which means it has to be approved by like August 24th.
Return it in
We gotta
August.
spend the money in July, and we haven't got anything yet, so. Money. Start spending around, well, so yeah, run with it, so. Drunken sailors running around, just give me receipts. But, but. Anything for me?
No, thank you.
All right. man.
Yeah, I just really want to appreciate the commissioners and Brian for everything they're doing for that shelter. Thank you, guys.
He's been a godsend on it.
Yes, you have. Good.
Ladies got anything? You do.
I do. Oh, so, we applied, when we started the design of the new jail, we, applied for a energy rebate from CenterPoint, and that came in, this week for $21,747,000. So, yeah. And so it's kind of a neat thing that we finally reached the point in the completion of it that they can say, okay, yeah, you've done it, it's good. And when do you go into service? January 25? 25? January when the new jail opened?
January 13th.
24? Man, it goes fast. So, and here we are, May of 26, we get it.
We'll take it.
I know, we'll take it, it's just
Yeah.
2.5 years later. Yeah, we think you're there. Okay.
The way Ben and Laura are running finances over there is pretty efficient too.
Kudos. Mr. Lee, any good news for us?
Oh, working on the juvenile center down there. Josh has been in town quite often, had to leave today sick, but he'll be back. Not a real big update yet, but he's sending emails out. Some, I think some of the council, maybe. Sarah gets some.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on down
Yeah,
there.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think you asked him about the rehabilitation for down there, and he's got some
yes, he's gonna have a
things lined up.
addiction and recovery program for the ones that will be there for a length of stay, not just like the overnighters or whatever, but they're gonna have a lot of programs and avenues for those education wise and stuff, that they want to try and help themselves and
Yeah.
take a different route in their lives, so that will be good.
I mean, I think also what he talked about having it close to home. I know I don't know how many there'll be from Jefferson County, but there will be a number from Jefferson County, plus those in nearby counties to have their family close by rather than they go and
Hill City or.
3 hours away,
Here.
right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, having those supports stable for especially our Jefferson County.
Mhm.
We met with Josh and Julie Mitchell and the judge and for several hours, and so that was the big focus, was making sure that those
Mhm.
don't fall off, so.
I think he's bought a vehicle for transport.
He's got one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's lining us up
Yeah, yes.
in a good way.
I think it will be great to be able to have that.
Yep. Yeah. That's all.
Okay, I don't have anything, so. I'm gonna open it up for the public. And we're not gonna beat the data center to death. Because we as commissioners have no say in it whatsoever, just like the solar panels. It's up to the UDO, the BZA, the planning commission. They're the ones that check the box or don't check the box. It's out of our realm of reality, I guess you would say.
I mean, in the end, we approved the UDO, but the UDO has been approved
Right.
for a while, so.
And the council had Tuesday night, there's a big turnout, there'll be another one the 20th at the fairgrounds. A meeting,
BGA,
the BZA on the appeal. So that being said, anybody have anything for the county for the good of it? Yes, ma'am.
I'm just wondering if you have any information on why, if the resolution was tabled until the June meeting, why there's been an emergency meeting or an additional meeting scheduled for next week? If the reason for tabling was to gather more information, it seems like that's kind of a tight timeframe, so I'm just wondering if you have any information on why that shifted.
I didn't make that call, ma'am. I
I
don't
mean,
know.
the only thing we received was the meeting notice when it came out, so I'm not sure what the reasoning behind.
You're saying there's nothing you could do if you, let's say you were against it and it was in your backyard or let's pretend that you heard information and you were like, wait a minute, this is terrible. There's no creative like thinking cap you can put on to figure out any sort of power that your committee has.
The commissioners have over the council and when they meet.
No, over any sort of approvals or any, the whole
I mean,
approval.
if
It's
there was a
big cog, and,
problem,
could you be a cog in the system that helps to?
so I mean, the time for those discussions was when the UDO was getting passed.
And when did the UDO get passed?
That was in.
2 years ago.
Yeah,
And worked on it for 18 months.
And
Mhm.
how could we find out now who approved the UDO and?
well, I mean, in the end, the commissioners approved the UDO, but it comes out of the plan commission who works on developing the Unified Development Ordinance.
And they have public meetings for months where people go and put their input, like setbacks, what they would like to see and on zoning and stuff. That was a long-term process.
But were data centers mentioned at that time? No, was this data center mentioned as part of that? No.
Probably not because
We don't mention
data
any,
centers and
So then maybe
solar
they
panels
don't
weren't
really
even
have approval.
in existence then, huh?
So
but
maybe.
we don't mention any other industry. We call it heavy industrial and light
Yeah.
industrial. And that's as far as we go as defining any, we didn't mention a chemical plant. We didn't mention an auto manufacturing plant. We didn't mention anything in the UDO.
Or
In,
battery farm.
yeah, or any of those things. I think they're at it now, but.
Mhm.
So it's not like it was intentionally missed or anything. It's listed as heavy industrial and there's a process that they go through to decide, does it fit those characteristics? So.
I have a question.
in other counties, it seems like the commissioners have the authority to declare moratoriums on data center development. But is that something that because of the UDO, it's not an issue or you would consider?
Yeah, if there were enough public support against the data center and enough proof that it would harm our way of life for everyone in this area, and that we're being steamrolled by big tech, if there were popular support for it, could you pass a moratorium on data centers in our area?
So when we passed the moratorium on solar farms, an application had already been submitted, as in this case, and you can't stop one that's been submitted. It's been submitted, so moratorium would do nothing for that
They submit
to the county. Mhm.
county, what office?
Council, what office?
It goes to the planning commissioner or the planning office,
Thank you. And they're the ones that approved it.
because the UDO, which was approved by basically the county after public meetings and through the commissioners in the end. So,
I have some friends, is it okay if I come up?
sure.
So this data center issue first came to the public approximately 90 days ago. It's a major project with long-term implications, and the public has had little time to fully understand the full scope of information. My concern is with the ERA process and wondering like what the true emergency is that requires action in such a short time frame. So some questions I have, did the commissioners type up the resolution for the county council for the ERA, or did the county council act independently? Did the commissioners let the county council know or pressure the council that the ERA needed to pass? Did the state notify any Jefferson County commissioner that if Jefferson County did not approve the ERA, then the state would step in and do so and then keep money that would have gone to Jefferson County? And is there any reason that the council shouldn't take 30 days to better understand the ERA before approving it? It seems like we have the potential to get all of this money, but who is going to be on this board that manages this money? What is this money going to? How is that going to go to the betterment of our community? And what does that community input look like? I think we need more time to understand how this ERA is set up and managed to ensure that funding is appropriately distributed and spent.
Well, the ERA does not, I mean, it gives you some options, yes, but it doesn't set up anything as far as funds going anywhere. But should it get to a point in the project that you would like to take advantage of some of those, then that will happen. And then there will be public hearings to talk about how that money would, where it would go, how much it would be. So the ERA is very much it's just, okay, we're setting up some guidelines for a project. Once again, it's all been tied to the data center, but it could be any project that goes into JPG south of the firing line, because that's what this ERA covers. And so, once again, there's just certain tools.
Should we know those guidelines before approving this ERA though?
Tax abatement's one. Pilots, payment in lieu of taxes is another one. So, but once again, I mean, for how much? I mean, we could talk a lot of hypothetical numbers, but that's all they would be. So we don't know. We don't know if the project's going forward yet, right? But, I mean, and as it was said in the council meeting, we probably should have done this a while ago, we being the county. But, you know, are there other areas in the county that we should do this to? Yeah, there probably are. You know? I mean, that thing is sat for 30 years. And, you know, people are like, well, yeah, well, I mean, Mr. Ford made an investment, and I think when you make an investment, you hope it pays off at one point in time in your life. And hey, that's why I made an investment in my house. I hope at one time I can sell it and make something out of it. So, you know, it's his property, right?
Right.
Okay. I mean, if you decide to build something on your property and your neighbors didn't particularly like it, would you think it's fair that you could go in, or they could come in and tell you, no, you can't do that?
Well, your house, that doesn't affect all of
Right.
us. I mean, if I built
No.
a nuclear plant in my backyard, I'm sure my neighbors would rightfully have something to say about it.
Well, once again, the zoning would not let you build a nuclear plant, but if you did something that your neighbor didn't like, And that's what we're saying, it fits in the zoning ordinance.
Well, we think, I mean, this is like technology that we really don't understand yet. I mean, it's gonna be the third largest in the world. The second largest is in Utah. It's gonna take more energy than the whole state of Utah.
Third.
The second largest is in Utah. We're gonna be the third, is what I said. So I guess one question I have more generally, setting the data center aside, if there were a project that had been approved as heavy industrial, but then it came to light that that was actually going to be vastly detrimental environmentally, quality of life. Does this commission, do you as commissioners have some sort of mechanism to step in and say, we need an injunction, we need some kind of stay to further investigate what these impacts are really gonna be, because if we're getting into very unknown territory, and my fear is that it's gonna happen, and then you can't put it's like closing the barn door after the horses are out, like. What is the mechanism, should there be something come to light? Whether it's the data center or some other environmental technology that hasn't been invented yet, like what powers do you have to protect us?
For example, they've said there might be toxic, like as they start to dig and do the construction project, there's toxic things in the ground that will come up into the air and that we'll all breathe, that are potentially cancer causing. You know, if there was some way you could protect all of Jefferson County from being exposed to elevated levels of cancer causing agents, what could you do?
Can I ask you where you got that information?
From the meeting the other night, someone cited that.
I'd be interested to know,
What the source was.
you know,
I mean, if they're digging north of the firing line, I'd be a little concerned. South of the firing line, you might find a solvent can that was dropped in the ground and it buried itself, but, I mean, south of the firing line, and that's why the Army turned it over to, or sold it, it was clean. So.
Okay, but can you answer my question about like a mechanism in place that should something come to light that shows that something is detrimental, is there a mechanism that you as commissioners have to put a pause on things and say, let's reevaluate?
I mean, the BZA is the step where that gets addressed, right?
So that's
I mean,
May 20th.
Well, so let's, what has been appealed was whether or not a data center fits the use of heavy industrial.
Perhaps it's beyond heavy industrial, like. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know.
Perhaps, how?
I don't know.
Do you have a computer at home? Okay, well,
We can
it's a
look
bunch,
into
no, I'm saying it's a bunch of computers is what's gonna be in a data center. I mean,
And I'll just interject, I mean.
So have you-
Back when, don't mean to speak over you, Commissioner Bramer, but, years ago when JPG was closing, the military spent over $35 million on south of the firing line to ensure that there were no unexploded ordinances, et cetera. And if there were, that wouldn't have been able to be sold up for sale. So, I mean, that property is pretty much under, his example, everybody can trash.
I mean, they clean parts, I'm sure they did. Any maintenance facility, which around the airfield, I'm sure they clean parts, so when some solvent gets spilled on the ground, could have been. Did they clean it up? I don't know, but it's WD-40 that, or that, maybe a little Army strength, which is a little stronger, but that kind of thing that would have been spilled. So toxic stuff in the ground. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go digging north of the fire line, but south of the firing line.
But if this project moves forward and it turns into a construction site, just as they were speaking earlier, they're gonna have to bore for the animal shelter. They will have to do soil samples and.
I'm pretty sure that there's something, I think, in the
There's
deed.
EPA guidelines that they have to follow.
I think if they go more than 4 feet, they have to do some sort of sampling, so.
Correct, so
That wouldn't be just dig a big hole and expose.
Answer this lady's question, there are safeguards in place because any construction site has to follow EPA regulations and guidelines if there is something unsafe in the ground.
And
So-
because of that, out there, IDEM is out there, Indiana Department of Environmental Management, the water one, I can't think of it, DNR,
DOW,
EPA,
Department of
there's
Water.
like 4 or 5 governmental agencies watching everything that goes on proving ground for the frogs and the bats and all that is being monitored already. So they're not gonna be able to do anything that IDEM doesn't want, and EPA doesn't want, the DNR doesn't want, and whatever the water one, I lost the acronym.
So when this area was designated heavy industrial, come here to this spot south of the firing line, were there environmental studies done that say this is a great place to build whatever you want on it? Are there wetlands there?
It's been identified because we've never changed the zoning of it, so it's been a heavy industrial area since it was 95. When the Army turned it over and it was property at the time, private property, so no one's gone in and changed the zoning. We had to go in and change the campground or down by Kruger Lake from residential to agricultural so we could build a campground on it, but.
Ground, this new campground be from the data center.
4 miles, yeah, we said, 3 or 4 miles.
Doesn't seem like far enough away. Okay,
Have you driven down through River Ridge?
not through it, no, just by it.
I mean, if you take Paul Garrett Road, it's like the stoplight, huh?
To the bridge.
If you take the bypass, if you're gonna take the Easton Bridge, it usually takes you through there, and if you go down, like I said, I think it's Paul Garrett, you go all the way back to the stop sign, take a right, and then there's the Meta data center being built right there as you're going there. So if you want to go and just, I don't think they let you on the site, but you can look at it from a distance and see what it looks like. Okay? It's on, I think if I remember right, River Ridge, 800 acres was the plot. I don't know, it's that big, and this one is 590 acres, I think. So.
And additionally, with the ERA, it opens up the door for grants and things for Kruger Lake and the county.
So the campground is, since it will be inside the ERA zone, can apply for grants and get more points in their grant application, which we found out here recently. So there are many benefits to having that designation for the campground and any other project that goes into that area.
And I'll just speak to the ERA that we had a meeting in April about the ERA. And then we were supposed to vote on it on Tuesday night. However, that wasn't done. The proposal wasn't there. There is an urgency to get that done before June. And if we don't get it done, we'll just get property. If they come in, we'll just get property tax money. I'm not okay with that. And I want to make sure that if something, whatever business, whether it's a data center, whether it's a chemical company, whatever the company moves in that property, I think that as the fiscal body or arm of the county, that they need to consider, we need to consider what is in the best interest of revenue receipts. And not just say, we're not gonna pass an ERA. It doesn't have anything to do whether the business comes in or it goes away. But we want to make sure we set ourselves up to have leverage, to have a discussion and use things like the pilot, that is payment in lieu of taxes versus receiving property taxes. Because I think that if we didn't pass it, the state wants that money. They're gonna get whatever that number is, and there's no numbers being discussed, just throwing things out there. But if they receive a substantial revenue from that and we just receive a minute piece of that revenue through property tax, I think that we would have constituents of Jefferson County saying, why didn't you do something? Why weren't you a good steward of potential revenue coming in? It doesn't keep a data center, a chemical company, whatever large industry our heavy industry moves out there. But we just are looking at the fiscal piece of it, whether we are personally for it or we're personally against it. But we need to leverage ourselves that if something does come in there, which we should have done it long ago, we should probably do it in other areas as well. We need to make sure that we're getting the best dollar that we can when we speak to them. If we're doing something payment from lieu of taxes.
What creates the urgency?
Yeah.
What's the
Well,
due date
if,
for?
if the BZA happens and all the paperwork and all the, and I'm not on the BZA board. And so I don't know, like everything that they look at, but if they review everything and everything is in order. And that data center is, if they're requesting to come in. And they still want to do that. And we don't have an ERA in place. Then the state can say, we're gonna do business with
They
you.
can say, or they will say.
They will say,
will say.
they're waiting.
So between the council and the commission, you have no power to say, well, not until we look into this.
Not at all.
Well, as far as the council, remember, we're just the fiscal arm of the, so we don't set policy, we don't set ordinances. And as far as the commissioners, to my knowledge, and they have their piece that they do. And you can't, once something's in motion, that I've learned often in my career, once something's already in motion, it's very, very hard to stop something.
So once again, I mean, the ordinance. Go ahead.
I was on the BZA board. I'm gonna tell you, if everything's in order, they cannot deny it.
But then they'll have a lawsuit.
And at that point, the ERA is called,
Who cannot,
the BZA board. We have a list of criteria. If the appeal that's going in front of them, there's 4 or 5 criteria that if they check all the boxes, it can't be denied.
And if it
So that's
was,
the urgency.
they could file us with the lawsuit.
So with the ERA, who's gonna manage all of this money that?
That would be the next step. If,
And that's the
we
step
need
that
to
will have
start
public
doing
input?
some, well, we need to start as a council, because we can't meet. Like, I wish we could all just like put our heads together and just meet and kind of brainstorm. But really, if that comes up, we will ask, a gentleman by the name of Andrew that has advised us on such projects like the jail being, and using the bond and utilizing the line for a bond. He will come in, excuse me, and, give us advice. What can we do in the parameters if we were going to receive large amounts of revenue outside of property tax?
I mean, the one thing
What
that,
do you
that
do
you,
state law with that money?
And who determines how those funds get spent and where that gets spent in the community?
Well, we'll get, financial advice from an advisor to ensure that we stay within the bumper. But
Does
I
that
see
take
things,
community input
Okay.
into account?
you can, you will.
Will they though? I mean, this is a lot of money we're talking about, so like potentially it has, like, where does the community benefit from all this money that's coming in? Who's managing it? How are those funds? getting
Well,
distributed?
number one, we haven't received the money yet. Number two, we're just setting ourselves up for it. Number three, if it would pass, and that we can, set up an ERA, then at that point, if and when we know exact numbers that are brought to us when a data center would maybe percent of benefits package, as was referred the other night, to us, we beforehand we're inviting Andrew into our meeting, the next meeting. He's gonna come in and say, if you were so blessed to receive money into your county, here are the things you can do. Can we run our line items or our funds in the county highway up to what amounts before the state looks at us? And what line items can we fund to the maximum amount that wouldn't implicate negatively to the county? Can we take some money and put it in investment? When is a good time to pay off the jail and potentially eliminate the public safety tax early? Because we have a bond with that and there's a maturity date. And the maturity date, we could pay it off early, but we can't pay it off too early or we're gonna incur a fee. So things like that. The animal shelter. I mean, I can think of a lot of things within Jefferson County that would substantially the schools,
The library.
the library that is requesting, you know, and all that, it does need to be done, but the county faces, we don't have the money to do it.
The other part is, depending on how funds are received, sometimes dictates how they're spent, right? So money that comes in by property tax cannot be spent on some things.
Mhm.
Pilot programs, payment in lieu of taxes, that money has much more freedom.
Mm.
Pilots get a bad rap, but it gives you the freedom to take that money that would have come in by tax rate, and now we can use it for other things.
Why do pilots get involved in that?
I've heard a lot of that.
And
Tips get a bad
people,
rap.
I think people normally associate that with a tax abatement. And so therefore, there's issues there. I mean,
In this situation,
Freedom to put that
Right.
money, or save it for a rainy day, or whatever.
Here's a broader question that I read that 16 data centers have been prevented in the state of Indiana. It's the data centers that have been started, be built here. And they're prevented by county councils and or commissioners, from my
I
understanding.
read that too. I
And
did too. And I read
and
that,
those people are responding to their citizens that are telling them they don't want it. But every time it seems like, well, our hands are tied, we're just doing a formality, and then we're getting the same thing from them. It seems like we're just gonna formality ourselves right into a data center without knowing what's
But
going
is
on.
that
Mind you,
for
council
an
cannot set policy.
accepted application? That's where we're different, is because I do not know that all of those had applications that had already been accepted.
How come all of us found out about it after an application was accepted?
Because anyone can go down and say, I would like to build a pole barn, and we're not telling the whole community, hey, this guy's gonna build a pole barn, does anyone have a
Pole
problem with
barn's
it?
a lot different than a third largest data center.
But they went to an industrial zone property and they did something that at that time they considered fit the parameters of the zoning.
Correct,
Around
if
the-
I'm wrong, except it to be made in regards to imminent threat of public.
It's outside of my office. I just know that that is why they cannot intervene.
That would be your guys' office.
It's not the auditor's office.
It would be, no.
I'm the county auditor and it is outside of my office. But what I'm saying is that these two boards cannot intervene on something that is already in motion.
We would have to.
And that's the
lawsuit,
difference.
To my understanding, against the company, so what board would we go through the county to do that?
I think the appeal has already been filed. That's the initial step.
This hasn't been looked at though, as far as an imminent threat to public health and safety. We haven't,
I'm not-
explored that.
Right, I am not certain. It does not come through the auditor's office. It doesn't come through the auditor's office, so I am uncertain.
I'm playing catch up here. I'm playing catch up here, but who approved the application? Which, is it the?
The BZA.
once again, an application was submitted.
Yeah.
For a heavy industrial zoned area. So does a data center fit into that? The determination going through the steps was, it does.
Okay, but it was the commission that approved it?
Or the commissioners and no,
Or the council, I'm asking.
the plan commission, the plan
Planning
administrator. Takes, I mean, once again, like she said, I mean, you kind of blew off the pole barn, but when someone brings something that fits into that zoning. We don't have a public hearing to decide whether or not we want it to go in there or not. Well, you roll your eyes like that, but that's why you have zoning ordinances. So. Once again, if there was an issue, then some people should have showed up 2.5 years ago and said, we don't want this to be,
No, that's not fair.
yeah,
That's.
well, that's,
9 days ago is when we found one.
no.
also,
The-
2.5 years ago, people didn't really know what the data centers were. They hadn't been built, and then around the country, the people.
They had
who
been
live-
built.
People who live near them are now experiencing deleterious effects that are widespread. And that's why word is spreading that, hey, if you're a small town, you don't want this in your town, because it has, you know, all kinds of bad problems for all the citizens.
And they're going
So
after
it's kind of a new
road-
animal.
Yeah, because they think that we're we won't push back and we don't have the political will.
Right, like
They're
it's
going after vulnerable communities.
There's 300 and some data centers in Virginia.
Well, I know, but there, okay, so there are data centers and I understand that, that's for email, you know, that's for your family photos. These are hyperscale data centers. This is a different
But we don't
magnitude.
know that. We have not seen any project offering from the company. We don't know who the end user is gonna be, that this is a third-party company that's building it, and we don't know who the
And
end
yet it's
user is.
been approved, but we don't know.
Once again, a data center, it's been approved because a data center fits into a heaven. Heavy, could be that too, heavy industrial zoning.
Well, I find it hard to believe that the approval cannot be revoked.
Yeah.
You're acting.
So
like-
the appeal is on next Wednesday. And that's what the determination will be. It won't be about all the other things, because that's the only thing that's been appealed. And within the 30 days, that was the only thing that was filed. So,
I know on Facebook today, there's been a lot of talk about the urgency in this meeting for next Tuesday with the council. And to touch on that just quickly, if you look at, everybody knows River Ridge in Clark County. And Clark County did not designate an ERA in the ammunition plant. The state came in and made that an enterprise zone. And the state is taking over 80% of that revenue, and the county is getting less than 20% of that revenue. Now, Clark County is doing well off of that revenue that they're getting because of the scale of that project. But for the first 15 years of River Ridge, the state's taking over 80% of that. And the sense of urgency with this project is, if the ERA is not in place before the decision is made next Wednesday night, then the state will come in and take over this project, make it an enterprise zone instead of an ERA, and could take potentially over 80% of the revenue that comes off of that project.
That's the worst of all worlds, like that's, you get the bad thing and no revenue.
So can the ERA be passed with a contingency of allowing more time to figure out how the process works? So
It's
who is
either
in
a
control of
yes
this?
or a no.
And what,
Pam,
the ERA is not directly tied to a data center. We know that.
I understand that.
If they do
But
the
it's tied to our
ERA
community
and
how
nothing
we're
ever
working.
comes in there, it'll just be the
Okay,
same, but doesn't
so-
mean it as an ERA.
Yeah.
So and then potentially, and you see the revenue that's coming from whatever business that's going to the state. As a fiscal body of the county, we would have people coming to us and saying, you missed that. Are you being ignorant?
Okay, I do have a question about the ERA versus property tax. I mean, I understand that's gonna be like a one-time windfall and that looks very tantalizing, but it seems like we would be passing up a lot of long.
So if you think about the economic development agreements, I think that's where you're going to. Why would you get that one-time thing? Well, eventually most of them are 10 years. And you can scale, some people say, I don't want to pay any property tax to start with, and then I'll pay the full at the 10, or you can say, okay, I'm gonna take 50 the whole time. I mean, there's different ways there. After the 10 years though, they pay property taxes. So it won't,
I saw a thing that said 50 to 75 years. Is that not correct?
no.
No.
10.
The max.
10 is max.
but the ERA, all it doesn't specify it's gonna okay this. Or Chrysler coming in, or GM building the plant. It's just saying it's open for construction, right?
Well, it's open for projects like that.
Or
Yeah.
business.
It gives us the opportunity
But-
to negotiate with these companies.
That's it. If you don't have it, you've lost all your leverage for whoever comes in here.
Property tax and set that aside over here. Now you can do the pilot and you can negotiate payment in lieu of tax. And if we want to hold their feet to the fire and this, if the data center gets built and we don't like it, but we're gonna make them pay.
Yeah.
Instead of getting $10 million in property tax, we'll get $60 million a year for up to 10, and you can negotiate it up to 10 years and.
I mean, the thing with property tax, we have to be somewhat careful, that they would be in the 3% category, so I know, but even if they you figured it out and said, well, you could pay more, but. Yeah, you're capped at 3%, because that's what the state of Indiana is, so
They pay more.
Right, exactly. But the pilot allows you to get some more. And so, and you're right, we need to figure out, we probably, where's this money going? I mean, I think roads to me is a big one that needs to, because we can't take property taxes.
Property tax, not a penny of it goes to Jason Copeland, to the highway garage. That's all based on gas tax.
He doesn't go to Disney with it either, so.
Yes, your property tax doesn't go,
That's you're
one
right.
piece of
I mean,
gravel.
to be a little more definitive on if that comes through, what are our options? Where are we gonna look to use that money? And they are 10 years long, so okay, what are we doing after 10 years? Well, hopefully we've invested some that will continue on for roads.
Manage the money that is coming in,
Well, I mean, that's the county government will manage the money.
council,
the county council.
The county council
Under
manages all.
advice.
they control the purse strings,
advice.
basically.
Does the public ever have any input about?
Every meeting,
Okay,
just as we like last meeting, we always have public comment at the end, and it was the first time that we ever had a room full on any topic, pretty much. But, so it was nice to see everyone, but the one thing is if you're always welcome to give public comment. It's just, is it in our scope of things? I think we've had in the past, many people come wanting us to name roads or wanting us to change a certain property, parameters, or just, there's all kinds of requests that come before us, but it's not this part of the fiscal body. So we can listen, but we can't do anything about it because we're just the numbers people.
Is it fair to say you're the county checker?
Yeah, well, yeah, you could look at it that way. I don't like to. but-
No, I mean, so as these things come about, if they come about, then that's when you, so let's have those discussions, okay?
So your
So-
colleague, the guy that, I guess he's the chair, I don't know, he's the guy that does all the talking, the president.
Yeah, yeah.
He was said something last time about, somebody asked about who is the company that wants to do a data center? And there's all this mystery around it, and he said, I don't know, he said, I wish they would come, I wish they would come. He was like, I can't do anything about it. Like, who can do something about it?
Well,
Who can say, you gotta come talk to the county and talk to the people
They'll
before
be
you
there.
come in here and do whatever you want.
I think once after the BZA
Representative.
determines whether the paperwork,
Planning.
because it's already in motion, which I guess I was
Forward, yeah.
not paying attention, didn't really realize it. But I'd always heard rumors from this company wants to move into Madison. This company wants to move in, a data center wants to go on Highway 7, and I'm like, really? But and then, so when this came on, and I was like, I guess there is a place that they found. And so anyway, to answer your question, I really, we just have to be smart as far as the financial part of it. I mean, I live outside of JPG,
So
so
you're saying there's no one in the county that's gonna
That's
say,
something
company,
Not when
come
something
to
is
us
motion.
and answer
Okay.
questions.
now, when we actually have the company that's ready to say, let's do business. And it's actually taking that next step after the BCA meeting, if everything passes the city. And all the boxes are checked, then at that point, I think that we will see some type of communication. And at that point, if the ERA is set in place, we will have the options to charge.
But can we ask them to come and speak, is what he's asked?
Oh, you mean to the community?
Yeah.
They probably will, just like the solar people tried to come in and speak to everybody.
But yes, but let's say they don't,
get to
who do we
speak.
go to? The commissioners?
I think that would have needed to be included in UDOs to file for a permit in this area for something, you have to have a public hearing. And that was,
Well, so if it's outside,
if it's,
outside of the zoning, then that's where the public hearings come. But if it's inside the zoning, I mean, once again, that's why there are zoning ordinances.
Saying it's okay to build
Right.
there, whatever, as long as you're in the small industry or something.
So if I could ask his question again. Is there anyone in the county or state that we can request the company when they show themselves, come talk to us? I know
Sure,
they
if
might.
you wanna have a public hearing, I'm sure once that all comes out, they would be more than happy to come and have a public discussion.
You really think so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once again, I mean, these folks they want to be,
Good community.
well, they want to work with the community. They don't want to come in if they're not wanted. So you say that, but how many people, huh?
A lot of them do, they are coming into communities unwanted. They're.
Well, okay, so the people you're hearing that don't want it in there, they're making their voices heard. How many people want it in here? How many people want some investment in the county that's gonna make us grow? Reduce your property taxes, okay?
Why would we want that without knowing all the impacts that this is gonna have on our community either? There's been no.
What impacts, what impacts?
I don't know, with the.
So they will have to go through IDEM and their stormwater runoff. They will not just be able to dump it.
The endangered round, there's an endangered species act, like what, I mean,
They'll have to do a survey. I mean, once again, they can't just come in and throw everything else out and build. They have to go through those. There are a lot of state requirements that they're gonna have to meet. So,
And who's holding them accountable?
Those entities that they are doing this.
you mean for the state requirements?
Like, are they gonna come in and do inspections and?
IDM,
Yes.
IDEM,
DNR.
Just
7 or
like
8
we had the
different
new
entities
jail
are going
project,
doing
we had
that.
several inspectors coming in and making sure that the process was being built correctly. Outside of our just, daily walkthrough, making it sure that the rooms are set the way they're supposed to, but.
And they report to you all, the commissioners and the council.
They don't report.
It'd go through the state.
So we have really no, very direct way of knowing how those regulations are being followed.
So that information will be on the state website. You can apply, say, I want to hear about, and if I don't know what the region is, but I want to hear about everything that happens in IDEM in this region, and you will get those emails. And you can look and see if they following, are they not? See what kind of,
Bob Demery probably knows better than anybody, but Freedom of Information Act, right, Bob?
well, I mean, you know.
Did you say earlier that a nuclear power plant could not be in a heavy industrial area?
No.
If anyone said that, no.
No, you said.
I mean, I think if you look, I think,
She made the
yeah, she said,
instance that
yeah.
what if my neighbor builds the
I
nuclear.
think if you look at the UDO, it's not one of the, it is a special exception, not nuclear, but power generation in general is a special exception in a heavy industrial zone. So,
And UDOs and BZAs were created so the commissioners didn't have all the power in the county.
cause those guys are appointed, they have no political affiliation, or they do, but I mean, they're not like they are elected officials, so they're supposed to be independent. They follow the rules of the county and they make determinations based on that. That's so the commissioners, the council, we're not the political, the guys that get voted in or voted out because they made a decision that you didn't like or did like or whatever. Yeah, they are separate from that, and that's why it's set up that way. So the BZA is completely independent from any political party or process.
What did you say about power generating?
It's special.
It's a special exception.
Especially.
In the zoning.
And heavy industrial.
So theoretically, if you could prove that the data center is like the power generation.
No, you have to build a separate power generation thing, whether that's a package plant, whether that's whatever, something that's generating power. They're using power and will they need power? Well,
Is power data center, like all
yeah,
that.
that's not, so when we talk about the definitions in the UDO, it's kind of the general definition that you would be expected to think. So when it says power generation, it means IKE down here, yeah. So,
They're not gonna make their own power, they're gonna.
well, so if they want to, they're gonna have to go through the process of the special exception, because it's not included in the. So, but if Duke says, we got you covered, then they won't have to. So, and they're gonna want, I know people, well, they're gonna want good infrastructure because people are paying them a lot of money to take care of their data. So they're gonna upgrade the infrastructure around here.
So what mechanism would we have, say, 10 years from now, if, we find that the same effects everyone else is experiencing with other hyperscale data centers around the country happens to have people here?
Yeah.
Who would we go to for recompense?
It's probably gonna be the company that built it, right? I mean, because it probably their pockets are a little deeper than the county's.
Well, absolutely, and I mean, that's why they're building these things in small communities, so they can come in and do whatever to us. And we have no way to protect ourselves. I mean, correct?
So you've taken some things that have been said out there that are as a certainty that's gonna happen to us. How? How
Everybody else.
everybody else? Bring them in. Let's talk to everybody else.
Everybody wants the opportunity.
No. He's saying people that have been hurt by data centers. I just hear that. Who?
Do you want us to bring some folks in who have been, can testify that they've been hurt by data centers? That really doesn't help you, does it?
Well, I mean, we'd have to bring them in on planes from other states, other parts of this, of our state.
As it,
But
I'll just
potentially it's
have a
possible.
question for you, just because I live by JPG.
Okay.
And, my family has a history of cancer on both, on my husband's side. And we can't prove that, we used to be on the well system, but we're right outside the firing range at JPG where all the testing is still underground. We can't say that that is from JPG. You can assume we still live there because we love our land. But, I mean, it's the same thing.
Well, I mean, I guess you could go to bombing ranges in other states. People might have cancer issues there and the same.
But it's
bring
not-
them here.
They're here and it's not gonna it's not gonna get them to move away. So,
And my father died of Parkinson's disease. He worked at Rotary Lift for 40 years, was around welding fumes. We had a farm and we used Monsanto herbicide. And, I can't go and sue Monsanto because my dad had Parkinson's disease.
But there are class actions.
There are, but
yeah,
I'll never see that until, before I die.
We'd like to
So we
avoid
should-
that.
Yeah, but one basically head off the need for class action suits.
What
he's saying-
what they're saying is we would have to go after the company. We can't come, if that does happen, we'd have to go after the company. We
Right,
can't
but-
go after
Okay, we can beat this horse all night and it's not gonna change anything, so.
No, because I think this has been helpful.
Well, we didn't say that. We could keep going on.
No,
It's,
Appreciate it.
there's a lot of unanswered questions. We don't have the answers.
but I mean, at this point, the only thing that's been asked for was with the council is an economic revitalization area resolution.
You do it.
And they need to do that because that provides some tools for the county to use, should this go further. Could it be a property tax? Yeah, it could be. It might not be. It's not a certainty. I mean, could it be a pilot setup? Yeah, it could be. It might not be, I mean, I think we assume that, well, all the property taxes are gonna take care of all our problems, but there's a cap on how much they will pay. And after, what's above that is, I mean, I hate to say it, it's lost to the county.
The state gets it.
Well, I don't know who goes. Right, I just
There's
not-
many data centers are in Virginia. Over 300. They're leaving Virginia and coming to states like Indiana because the property tax formulas are different in those states. Indiana has a very different property tax formula. And if they can get in here without the ERA, they're gonna pay a lot lower property taxes than they would be paying in Virginia.
And we're gonna be out a lot of money.
Well, yeah, I mean, we say, but that, once again, the state, for roads, for instance, the state will continue to take more and more money out of what's going to roads. Just ask Mr. Copeland here. I mean, every time the gas tax goes up, you're thinking, oh, we're gonna get more funds. No, the state's gonna take more funds and probably they're gonna take more of what they're already giving us and say, figure it out. So, once again, that's just an option, but there are other things, and I think you're right. Let's have some public input on it once we see where things are going, okay?
Ryan,
I
Deal?
want to appreciate all of you guys for discussing this with us.
Yes.
We're gonna finish up with
Wrap
Brian.
And everything, but just one thing that everybody keeps, Pam said, the council said, it's a tool. One part of this tool, people, if you go read the code, there is part in there, it does give the county power to claw back things too, and set
Yeah.
standards that they have to.
So, yeah, if there's a tax abatement,
Giving them stuff, It's also giving the county power to
Set
control
standards.
some things.
Okay.
It's not huge, it's not like you can go back and, we're gonna take millions of dollars from you, but there are triggers in there that you can put in. It gives the county some other powers too, it doesn't just give everything away. Sorry.
No, it's good to
You're
know.
fine, okay.
More is better.
I'm trying to say.
yeah.
Thank you. Oh.
Thanks for coming. Yeah, I mean, I really wanna say, keeping it civil. I mean, there are things going on in our world today that would, and it didn't happen here. So great. Thank you. Come back. We meet, usually we meet every 2 weeks, but sometimes it gets a little long. All right, thank you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second that.
Thanks.